Here's the scene where most of the fire engines are lined up here on Northwest 26th Street here at State Road 7, 441. There's just so many fire engines here from Margate, Coconut Creek, Tamarack, Lauderhill, Oakland Park. Right there in the center of your screen there's the condo on the corner that burnt. They're still hosing down the top, but they've pretty much got the fire under control. Hey everybody, this is Jeff. Hey, you're not going to believe this. This is a 3-alarm fire here in the city of Lauderhill. This is where I used to live when I was in high school. This is my old condominium complex. This is not the building I lived in. I think this is building 6 or 7. I lived in building 4. But you're not going to believe this scene here. This is at the corner of Northwest 26th Street and 441. This is State Road 7 here in Lauderhill. And it's a 3-alarm fire, so they've got fire engines here from Margate and Coconut Creek and Tamarack and Lauderhill, and they're just coming from everywhere now. But it's all the way lined up all the way down the street there. And if you can see here in the corner of the building, right over the top of the fire engines, is where the fire was. It looks like they've pretty much got it under control now. But what a wild scene this is here. Traffic's just a nightmare. Channel 7's floating up in the helicopter above us right now. Channel 10 just arrived with their van. So once again, if you're just tuning in, this is a 3-alarm fire here in Lauderhill at the Cypress Tree Condominium. I used to live here when I was in high school, when I went to Boyd Anderson High School. This is where my sister Kim and I lived with my grandparents in this condominium complex. And this looks like the command post that they have set up the street here for this. There are quite a few fire engines here, for sure. So far we've seen fire engines here from Coconut Creek, from Margate, from Tamarack. Here's our Margate. So this is probably 5-6 miles up the road. So we don't know the cause of this fire at the condominium there, but you can see it did extensive damage up there. And I wouldn't be surprised if any of the units next to it were ruined as well. They've got a giant hook and ladder up there, you can see, leading up to it. It's a pretty strong structure because I saw them when they were building these when I was a kid. These are cement block structures, so they're built pretty tough. This is probably one of the biggest fire scenes I've ever seen here in Lauderhill. And remember, I grew up here a number of years, so I've seen quite a bit of activity in this area before. 3-alarm fire at the Cypress Tree Condominium. Looks like 2701 Northwest 41st Avenue here in Lauderhill. So this is on 441, about a quarter of a mile south of Oakland Park Boulevard, just south of the Walmart there. I'll zoom back in so you can see. There's the unit that caught fire. So this is the building I lived in high school when I went to Boyd Anderson. And I lived in building 4. I think this fire took place in building 7. The building I lived in overlooked the pool. This is on the northernmost edge of the complex. So what I did was I actually parked over at Walmart and walked 2 blocks away. But there's like so many police cars and emergency vehicles arriving down the street there. They've set up a command post right here on Northwest 26th Street. So you can forget about driving on this street right now. And traffic on 441 right now is pretty choked because everybody's trying to see what was going on, but I'm pretty sure there was a pretty big plume of smoke here a while ago. Looks like they've got the fire pretty much under control. I'm going to pan out here a little wide angle so you can see what it looks like here on Northwest 26th Street. There's just fire engines and rescue trucks everywhere from multiple cities. Here we have Margate. That white pickup truck right there, that fire chief, that is from Tamarack. Got another one here from Coconut Creek. And all the rest of these are Oakland Park. We have fire engines here from Oakland Park. Another Margate, Coconut Creek over there. There's a Lauderhill engine, another Lauderhill engine. Some hook and ladders way up the road. So I see Kathy Corso just checked in. Your Channel 10 van just arrived here a few minutes ago. Let me see if we can scan around. Yeah, there's Channel 10 over there. That's where they parked. They got a good prime parking space. So here's the scene again. There's the condo. I'm going to try to walk over and get a closer look, but for those of you who are just checking in, this is that 3-alarm fire that just happened here in Lauderhill. This is the condominium complex where I grew up. I went to high school here. I lived in this place. That's building 7. I lived in building 4. I'm going to try to get over here. There's a clearing where I can see the firemen working up on top of the patio. This was an upper floor, the top floor unit here. These are 4-story buildings. Oh, here we go. We have a nice clear shot here. So let me zoom into this. Yeah, so you can see the guys working up there. And what a scene we have down here on the street. There's just crowds and crowds of people. They've got it all taped off. Dozens of firemen in there. Let me pan back up here and see. So there you can see the hook and ladder up there. Firemen are up on the roof. Fire is pretty well contained at this point. We still don't know the cause of it though. I always seem to walk on to these scenes. It's amazing. They find me. So there's pretty much fire engines stretched as far as you can look in every direction here. I am going to pan out a little bit here, walk up the street to look straight up the driveway at the building, at the main entrance.
Thank you, Beverly, so much.
Yeah, so this road you see in front of me, this is the street that runs alongside the building there. So, if I remember correctly, this is building 7. We used to live in building 4, overlooking the pool. Lots of busy firemen here today, folks. Totally amazing. I have to save this one for Throwback Thursday.